Today we're in my kitchen and we are cooking up all my favorites for Christmas. So we are going to start with brining the turkey. Every time I brine a turkey, I use this huge pot. This is a 22-quart pot that I purchased years and years ago from Walmart. And so this is my brining pot. I don't use it for anything else. This is my 8-cup measure and it is by Perfect. That's the brand. I've had this for a very long time. So what I'm going to do, it just makes it easy because I'm using this measure to get 3 gallons of water inside the pot. That's how we're going to start the brine. All right, so I used my 8-cup measure and got 3 gallons of water in the pot. So the next step is to take 1 cup of sugar and just pour it right in, just like that. So now I'm gonna measure out 2 cups of kosher salt, and then I'll get that in the pot. So you want to just keep stirring until you feel like the sugar and the water have both dissolved into the 3 gallons of water. All right, it's time to get the turkey into the brine, and you put it in head first and just nestle it down into the water. You want to make sure it's fully submerged, just like that. I wanted to show you all before the end of the video the cooler that I use to hold the turkey while it's brining. I believe I purchased this on Walmart.com, but if I can still find it, I will link it below. This one will just fit that 22-quart pot. We put ice around it and it holds it for the 48 hours that it's brining. But I just wanted to leave a short little clip before the end of the video. Hey, so welcome back. It has been 2 days since we brined our turkey, a complete 48 hours. Make sure that it's 48 hours of brining for the turkey. You want it to be so moist and so flavorful, so make sure you've got a 48-hour brine on your turkey. So next we're going to get the turkey into the pan. I don't know the size of this pan. I can maybe measure it and put the measurements down below. So I love easy cleanup in the kitchen. So what I'm going to do is take some foil and just line the pan so that at the end, when the turkey is done, all you have to do is take that foil out of the pan, throw it away, easy cleanup. So I've got this pan lined with foil, and next we're going to put a mixture of vegetables down in the pan. This will serve 2 purposes. The first will be to have something that the turkey can sit on so that all the juices from the turkey go down into the pan. And then the second thing this will do is make the most delicious turkey stock you have ever tasted in your life. So I've got my vegetables here. They're all washed and ready to go. I've got celery and carrots. So all those go in and we will just arrange them. It doesn't matter how you arrange them. Just make sure they're all down in the pan. Make sure that you've got an even surface, as even as possible on the bottom so that the turkey can sit as level as possible. So this is how it's looking so far. So now we need onion, right? Celery, carrots, and onion. That's how you make a delicious stock. And I've got a white onion right here. I'm just going to slice this or cut this into fourths. So I've got my onions all cut in fourths and they go right down into the pan. I am going to do this with 2 onions. So this is where we are right now. We've got the onion, the celery, the carrots down in the pan. We're gonna season this simply with salt and pepper and then get to the next step. I've got some cracked black pepper, using that to season the vegetables. You want your turkey stock to be very flavorful, so we are going to also go down with some kosher salt, just like that. All right, so the next ingredient is stock. We're gonna use 2 32-ounce containers of stock, and we will get that down in the bottom of the pan. This stock is gonna do a lot of magic. This stock, along with the juices from the turkey, the seasoning from the salt, the pepper, and then the flavor from the onion, the carrots, the celery. Just make sure that you're using a pan that can hold all of the juice. All right, we've got our 2 boxes of chicken stock in. Now it's time to get the turkey. All right, so I'm back with the turkey right in front of me, looking so beautiful. We're going to season this turkey and get it all ready for the oven and for your family on Christmas morning. When I removed the turkey from the brine, I patted it dry, placed it on top of the vegetables. So we want to take the wings and tuck them underneath. That way they won't burn in the oven, and they just really have no big purpose. So we're gonna get those out of the way. Now we've got the wings tucked. We're gonna go under the skin of the breast and place a compound butter. It's going to melt down over that meat and really tenderize and flavor your breast meat. Also, the brine that we had it in will also make your breast meat so moist and delicious. You're gonna love it. So I separated the skin from the meat, and I'll go in with my compound butter, which is right here. So I'll put this recipe down below, but this is a compound butter that I made, and it's been refrigerated overnight. All I did was take 1.5 sticks of butter, put some salt, pepper, some seasonings. I'll put the recipe down below. So when I grabbed it off of the foil, this is what it looks like. You can make yours into a really beautiful round cylinder if you want to. I like easy. This is good enough. I can take it, slice pieces off, and put it right under the skin. So I cut them in little rounds like that. We're gonna take each piece and just push it under the skin. All right, so while I am putting this delicious butter under the skin, let's just go over the brine again. It's 3 gallons of water, 2 cups of kosher salt, and 1 cup of sugar. You want to make sure you dissolve those ingredients into the water. So stir it up with a big spoon like we did earlier. And you've got a delicious brine for a 13 to maybe a 17-pound turkey. Also, I did check, and the pot that I used, the 22-quart pot, is also available at Walmart still, so I'll make sure to link that below for you. The reason I like the butter being refrigerated is it just makes it so easy to push it down exactly where I want it on that breast meat. If this butter were room temperature, I couldn't do that. So I made a double batch of my compound butter. This is the other batch, and this batch will go on the outside of the turkey. This is room temperature butter, so we're going to just spread it all over the surface of the turkey. All right, we've got that butter spread out all over the turkey. We're gonna just season her with salt and pepper and kosher salt today. All over the turkey. We know that the meat will be very flavorful and tender because we kept that turkey in the brine for a complete 48 hours. Now we have the outside of the turkey all nice and seasoned, and it's going to be golden and beautiful. So to ensure that we don't overcook the turkey, we always want to use a thermometer. I use the kind that sits outside of the oven. You just take the probe and stick it into the thigh meat of the turkey. You want to make sure you move it around so that you can tell it's not hitting a bone and that it is just only sitting in the thigh meat. The other end of the probe plugs into the base, which sits outside the oven. All of your readings will be right here in your hand wherever you are. If you're in the living room, if you need to go out to the garage for a minute, you can always take this with you, and you will always know what the temperature is of your turkey, or like I said, whatever you're cooking. So I'm going to set my thermometer at 170 degrees. That is when my turkey will be done, when the thigh meat reaches 170 degrees. The oven behind me is preheated to 450 degrees. We are going to cook the turkey for 30 minutes. Set your timer. Don't let it go over 30 minutes at 450 degrees. Then we will turn the heat down to 325 degrees. The reason we start at a high temperature is that will ensure the browning of the turkey. And then you want to just make sure you turn it down again after 30 minutes. So after we get this beautiful turkey in the oven, I'll cook it for the first 30 minutes. And then after that, I will baste it for every 20 minutes. It helps with the browning, and also it helps ensure that your turkey will be nice and moist. So after the turkey comes out of the oven, we will strain the beautiful juices at the bottom, that gorgeous, beautiful turkey stock. We'll strain that out and let the fat settle up to the top so that the juice separates from the fat. You can use the turkey fat for different things, for different dishes that you cook. You can use it in turnip greens, you can use it in green beans, whatever you want. And the turkey stock will make a beautiful soup. So let's go ahead and get it in the oven, and we'll meet back here when it's done. She did her job in the oven. She's golden brown, juicy, delicious. But look at also all of the juices down in the bottom of the pan. That is liquid gold. Strain the vegetables and you've got a really delicious stock.